Hey, everybody out there in the world of the internets and the interwebs. This is Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts. I'm here with the wonderful Matt Harloff. Matt, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? There's
Thank you.
the marching arts right over there.
That's right. I know. I always point the wrong way. I always think you're over there, but you're actually over there. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for being here, Matt. And hopefully some people are going to check us out live. We are live on the Marching Roundtable Facebook page, and then we'll have this video up later. Matt, how is your summer going, buddy?
Well, this is the second month of our summer. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, it's just kind of starting. Avon, we just kind of finished school literally this week. We have some teacher things we got to do and clean up some stuff next week. But yeah, I mean, it's going well. It's starting, and it's also that's the Memorial Day weekend, so that's I should be somewhere else, doing something else. So there's a little.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, very strange.
I'm missing a lot of things right now. So, so yeah, it's everything, spending time with family and Susie and all that. That's been awesome. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. If you're going to be quarantined with someone, I got the best wife to be quarantined with. I'll tell you that right now. So,
okay. You got your wife plugged in. Good for you. Yeah. That'd be nice. And Susie's pretty awesome. By the way, Evan Mackey says, hello.
Hi, Evan.
Thanks for watching. So listen, we are here to talk about this summer. We are doing this whole giant 2-month DCI Summer of Learning thing. But on Fridays, we have all these special events, and you are going to be there with Inside the Circle, Matt Harloff, extraordinaire brass and wind guy. So thanks for doing that, Matt. Every Friday, starting on June 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern, Matt Harloff is going to be on a live webinar, and it's free for anybody to sign in and watch. So Matt, thank you for doing that. 8 weeks is a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for asking. It's certainly, compliment and an honor to do so. And, we're just going to miss a lot of the opportunities, this summer to connect with so many different people, whether it's, high school kids, or whether it's at a warm up at a show, or band directors, anywhere that we're just going to miss that. And, there's so many elements of this that we're going to miss besides, the awesome experiences with the drum corps and Crown Brass for me, but there's also a lot of educational things that, every drum corps does. And, we're just going to try to give back as much as we can and help out as much as we can. And I don't know if it just helps just to kind of hang out. Let's do it, so yeah. Thanks for asking me. I really appreciate it. And of
course,
hopefully it can be of value to a lot of different people.
Okay, so everybody that's watching, here's why we're here today. We want everybody to know that this is going to be happening. Of course, it's going to be valuable, Matt, this summer. I can't wait. But if you're watching live, we want you to start typing in your suggestions. Because here's the thing. 8 weeks is a lot of content. And Matt, you already have a lot of really great content on the Marching Arts Education site. You have lots of videos. If anybody just goes to marchingartseducation.com and type in Matt Harloff in the search bar, all the stuff's going to come up. You have stuff about tuning, about tone quality, about playing loud, about articulation and breathe da, and the way you teach your brass lines and wind players to do certain things. So what we want to know from everybody that's watching right now is, what do you want Matt to talk about? What is there a topic about wind playing or brass playing or running a rehearsal, or gosh, all the different topics that could be? What do you want Matt to talk about? So that's why we're here today. So you can type those in right now in the comments, or later you can come back to this place and type them in, or you can even send me an email at tim@marchingroundtable.com. So Matt, we do know some things you're already planning to talk about or do. So do you want to talk about that first?
Yeah, sure. And thanks, Tim, for doing this. It's a great idea. There's a lot, like you just said, there's so much content, and you know what? There's so much content on your site anyway. I mean, I got a lot of stuff on there for sure, and thanks for giving the plug for that. But there's a lot of other things on there, and it's just like, well, what do you want to talk about? We could talk about what we're doing online. We could, with the e-learning thing, we could talk. I mean, I'm sure you'll want, I'm sure that could be brought up, but anything you want to talk about that, that might be different, please let us know. That would be great. But yeah, some other thoughts going through the last couple of months, where we haven't been in school. One of the biggest challenges really is getting our kids getting the high school kids essentially to play. That's the biggest thing. It's like, well, what are you worried most about? It's like, well, our kids aren't playing as much as they would if we would be in school. They're home doing their homework. They're home doing, let's face it, video games. They're doing a lot of other stuff at home. It's just like, man, wish we could help them just simply play more. So, I talked to my brother a couple of times the past few months. It's like, Tim asked me to do this thing on Fridays at 3. I wonder if part of that could be an element of, let's invite high school kids to bring their instrument and let's just play. Just play. We're going to play. And I'm not saying we're going to play long tones and slurs and scales and blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to do that. But maybe a little bit of it. But, then we'll try to figure out something else to play that's, that they can enjoy. They have a good time. Ben's great. He can make anybody laugh. He's awesome. So, we were just thinking, it's like, well, I wonder if there's a way that we could just help other band directors out there by helping their kids just play. It doesn't matter what they're playing. They don't have to be just play your instrument. That's all we really want them to do. So, I don't know. It could be a good thing. It could be a good idea to invite a lot. The other idea about it all is all of these the symposiums that Crown would be a part of. The Music for All Summer Symposium. We do one at Western Carolina. Crown does a learning brass camp during spring training. There's these parts of the summer that we are actually interacting with kids, with high school kids, and it's like, well, we're gonna miss that, So how can we figure out a way to get back to that, and still, have that be something that kids can have a part, do and be a part of and all that. So
cool.
This could be one. 8 weeks is a lot of, So I was like, well, maybe half of it we could just be like, hey, you know what? This Friday in June or July or whatever, tell your high school kids to tune in, and we're just going to play. We're going to play something, and I don't know. Okay. Maybe we'll get like a Crown brass feature and like work on it. I don't know. Something fun.
So if you're watching right now, type in the comments and let us know. Do you like that idea? Do you think it's a good idea to try to get your kids to play along with Matt and Ben from inside the circle? That are going to be running these sessions. I think that's a really interesting idea. We had a good suggestion already. Hi, Elliot Cleveland. Thanks for watching, buddy. And lots of people signed on. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Mitchell says, how about refocusing tone and fundamentals after not seeing students for months and months?
That's it. That was on my list. That's a great one. That was on my list. And that is a great topic that we can certainly talk about. That is, because we're all gonna be dealing with that one, So that's a great idea.
Okay, so that's definitely probably going to happen. Thank you, Mitchell, for that suggestion. Keep typing those suggestions in. We're here to talk about Matt's summer series every Friday starting on June 5th for 8 weeks at 3 p.m. Eastern on the Marching Arts Education webinar system. Matt's going to be there, hopefully with Ben a lot of the time, talking about wind playing, how to teach brass, playing along with having students play along, lots of great things. So we're here to find out ideas that you may have. So if you're watching and you like these ideas or you have other ideas, type them in. Or if you know somebody that's a band director or a brass instructor or a brass player or a marcher, make sure they know that this is happening all summer. So there's so many things that you could talk about, and some of them, like I said, you already have videos on. But like, would there be something like double tonguing, or would it be? You know what? Somebody asked me about the other day. They wanted to know how to be a better instructor. Like they're like, okay, I'm a new instructor. I'm going to work with a band, and I don't know how to maybe run a sectional rehearsal really well. I'm assuming you work with people on your staffs of all the different groups you're a part
of. Yes and no. Nowadays, now it's like, kind of showing my age a little bit, but it's Mike Krzyzewski. When he built that Duke program, and now what he does is he hires assistant coaches that have been through his program.
Got it.
So And he does that for many reasons, but those assistant coaches that have been through his program, they know the fundamentals. They know the entire program inside and out. So I'm not sure if it's necessarily teaching people how to teach.
Got it.
But, that being said, I am work with this pandemic and being home and all that. I've really tried to look at this as an opportunity to do many things, like during the summer or during the fall or whatever. I never have an off season, but there's a lot of times where it's like, man, if I had some time, I could do this, this, and this. It's like, well, here it is. Here's an opportunity. And there's a few projects that I've always wanted to do, and I've kind of started to work on that. And that question kind of deals with that idea, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm kind of working on it. But I don't know if that's gonna. We could certainly talk about that.
I mean, I just threw that randomly out at you. That may or may not show up. By the way,
it's a great idea. It's a great topic, especially for maybe college students that want to be a band director and and things like that. It certainly is a great idea, and
well, and it's quite possible.
Talk about it for sure.
I can tell you that the whole DCI Summer of Learning, every Monday through Thursday, starting on June 1st, is going to be a different drum corps featured. And I can tell you already that some of them have great content planned, and somebody is already planning to do something about being a good instructor. I think it's not necessarily for brass, but still the concepts that they talk about would apply. So there's going to be lots of interesting things. By the way, Dylan says, Matt looks thin. Have you been running a lot?
Thanks, Dylan. Well, one of the things on my list was, hey, you know what? Why don't you get in shape? so thank you. I appreciate that. I've been trying to be in shape like the Beast of the Marching Arts there. He looks like $1 million all the time. I see him a lot, and I'm like, man, Tim, you look great.
Well, I guess somebody's got to.
You know what? I have been working out. It's a part of the routine now, and I need to. Whenever we get out of here, I have to be in better shape. I have to take advantage of this opportunity to do that. So, So yes, thank you.
That's awesome. It. A lot of people are sort of doing that, finding the time to eat better and get some exercise. And
eating better.
Yeah, my martial arts class.
I love eating. I'm not saying I'm eating better.
Okay, well, one step at a time, but.
No, but yeah,
I say that I had hot dogs for lunch. For some reason, I had to have a hot dog on Memorial Day weekend. So
sure,
it's not something I normally would eat. This is we are totally off topic. But anyway, we're here to talk about Matt's summer webinar series every Friday starting on June 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern. He's going to be there doing Inside the Circle, hopefully sometimes with Ben Harloff as well. And they're going to be talking about when playing, and we're going to be playing some. Yep. So tell your kid, your students to play along with Matt some of the summer. Just check the schedule. Go to marchingartseducation.com/DCI 2020 is where all the summer events are going to be listed. And Matt, we'll have a page for you, of course, as well.
And another thing to kind of, another project we've been kind of working on with Michael. Actually, you mentioned Inside the Circle. Our website is in dire need of an upgrade. So. That's another project we're doing. Michael wants to get some arrangements up there, and so yeah, our website is insidethecircle.band, and we're going to try to do some upgrading and look at Ben and I are talking about some projects to add to all of that, and so again, just trying to take advantage of this time that we have, and hopefully trying to find ourselves to be busy, so we don't think about where I could be if things were normal right now. So
I know that's tough, man. I know it's tough. Hang in there.
Ultimately, it is depressing. It's sad and all that, but my heart always goes out to all of the performers. It just really does, and that's where I get brokenhearted. I wish I could do something to ultimately bring it back for them, most importantly. So
of course, yeah, it is really tough. Now we actually have a couple of more suggestions. So everybody that's watching, we want you to type in your suggestions for what would you like Matt to talk about on these special wind playing sessions that are going to be happening this summer every Friday at Marching Arts Education. So if somebody asks here, I'd like to hear Matt's approach to pitch training at the high school level. I'm trying to up that part of my band's musicianship. Crown Brass always impressed me with how well they blend in terms of pitch, tone, and balance. I'd say that's true for Avon too. So pitch training for better musicianship at the high school level?
Yep, that's a good one. We have a video on the page right now that kind of talks about that and uses Crown. It was a couple years ago, but uses Crown as guinea pigs on some things that we do. But we can, and you know what? It's the same stuff that we do in Avon. You know, it's understanding of the fundamental tuning the instrument, you know, and then ultimately understanding how to tune chords, pitch tendencies on your instrument, you know, all of those details. It can be hard for students to kind of stay engaged with a topic like that, because I mean, it can get pretty long and boring and, you know, and overwhelming. You know, it could easily get that. And so yeah, I mean, that is a great topic. And thanks for your compliment, Crown. We work on it all the time, and a lot of it is ear training. You know, a lot of that is ear training. So yeah, I mean, we can certainly spend some time talking about tuning. And in our book, Ben, inside the Circle book, Ben did that chapter, so I'm not taking any credit, and Ben does a lot of the teaching of tuning with Crown, but he put together this whole tuning chart, which is really educational for students, even high school students. It's really educational about learning about your instrument and what, you know, your pitch tendencies and what note is how far out of tune, both at a pianissimo level and a fortissimo level, and you know, certainly just simply understanding your instrument. And it is different with the different kinds of instruments too. You know, the Yamaha instruments will be different than, you know, the other kinds of instruments. So you know, it's a big topic, and it's overwhelming sometimes because there's so many elements of tuning that seriously, I mean, it's taken years, and I don't think I totally have grasped everything. And there's different ways of tuning as well. I mean, there's choices that you make in terms of tuning chords. What I'm talking about is chords, you know, not just the fundamental notes and understanding that, and pitch tendencies and alternate fingerings and all these kinds of things to play in tune, but then to play in tune within the chord. You know, again, it's a topic that sometimes, you know, when we teach this at Avon, the kids, you see them check out. You know, they're like, "Where's my phone? I gotta find my phone. I am totally lost right now, and this is boring." And you know, so it's hard to teach, you know, but you just take baby steps and, you know, do the best you can. But yeah, tuning that's a great. But check out those videos on the Marching Arts website already. I mean, there's some stuff there.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If you just go to marchingartseducation.com/Matt-Harloff, all of Matt's stuff comes up, and or just put in the Matt Harloff collection, because there's a set of over 15 videos where he talks about all this stuff. So crown sound, intonation, full volume, tuning, circle drill, circle drill spring training exercises that you show with Crown, the method of release, show exercises, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's tons of stuff there. So I'd encourage you to check that out. By the way, if you're a member at Marching Arts Education, you get a discount on those resources that Matt's making available. But this summer, every Friday, we're going to be, everybody for free can tune in, and Matt's going to be teaching and interacting with us. Somebody's asking about cohesive articulation. That's definitely part of the stuff that's available, but I think that would be something that you could consider checking out. Somebody else asks, why don't you just answer? Maybe you can answer this. I don't know. Nathan wants to know, how do you fix those pitch tendencies in a way that you don't have to bend the pitch out of the center of the pitch so far that tone changes significantly?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, depending on what instrument you have, It's first thought, but there's alternate fingerings. You could do some of that. Some it's almost impossible. I'm thinking as a trumpet player, that D, the concert C is just it's a low note, and you want to try to get that. You have to lip it up a little bit. And then in the high school world, and even me when I play, it's just hard to play the upper register in tune. And then normally you get on the high side, it's really sharp up there, and trying to relax and hit the embouchure right, and then set that up, and then to try to lower that pitch a little bit. Really hard to do, but ultimately the answer is try not to adjust the embouchure. As you lower the pitch, you can experiment with, if you have to raise it, maybe rate the tongue. We've experimented with that before, but trying to stay relaxed and having the embouchure set, and being relaxed as possible. Be firm but not tense. Those kinds of things can certainly help. Not change the quality of sound as you are adjusting the pitch. So it takes time, and it's hard to do. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Thanks everybody that's watching live. We are talking about Matt's clinics that are going to be happening every Friday for free at marchingartseducation.com at 3 Eastern. Inside the Circle, Matt and Ben Harloff are going to be there to talk about all things wind playing, I guess.
Yeah.
And we're talking about ideas for topics, because Matt has a lot of great ideas for things he might do, but we're also looking like, what do you, people that are out there, what do you want to, you got Matt's giant brain here. We can all tap into. So
what are some things that may not be on the website already? I think that would be a great, and now that we're kind of not running around as much as I normally am, sometimes it's hard for me to think about, hey, what do you guys want to know? It's because I just go next thing, and then here we go. We're working on this. Now it's this, and if I was a Crown right now, it would be okay. How are we going to play this in time? How are we going to do this? And hey, we can't forget about that. And Jeff Saktic just wrote this incredible drill move, so now we got to make it sound like unbelievable. So how can I'm trying to solve those problems, and I sometimes don't think about what you want to know. What are some things what are some topics that you see that's like, well, how do you do that? When it might be second nature to me. And I say that because my teachers are the best, and you just know, the teachers just taught you, and you just know that. So you know what they taught you. So I'm just eager to share and what you guys want to know. So.
Well, I think, and keep those ideas coming. Like I said, you can type them in. If you're watching this later, whenever you might see this video, type it in the comments or send any ideas to me at tim@marchingroundtable.com. Matt, I'm really looking forward to this whole series we have going on this summer. Again, every Friday at marchingartseducation.com at 3 Eastern. Matt is going to be there with Inside the Circle with Ben too, at least some of the time, right?
Yeah, we'll have to schedule it out, and we're going to use any. I bet we can come up with 4 or 5 great topics that maybe the most common questions. I've gotten the tuning question a few times, so maybe we just have one week be that, and just talk about tuning. Maybe I can get Ben involved with that as well. He does a lot of that with Crown. Does a lot of singing, all that kind of stuff. But but so ultimately we'll take some of these suggestions, and we'll form up a little schedule, and then maybe sometime we will just be like, hey, you know what? This week, tell your kids to show up with your instrument, and we're going to play. We're just going to play. Just play. Just get the kids to play. That's all we want them to do.
I like that idea, and I think that playing along with Matt and Ben Harloff sounds like a lot of fun to me. So we are totally going to work that all out. How can you find out about this? Go to marchingartseducation.com. The best way is to sign up for our newsletter, because that way every week all summer we're going to be saying, okay, here's what's going on this week. But there's also going to be a lot of detailed information about all of this. Matt, there'll be a page where all your stuff is located. We're probably going to set it up so that you can sign up for all 8 and just, have access to all of them if you want to sign up all at one time, or you can sign up for each session individually. So all that stuff will be on the website. This all starts, the DCI Summer of Learning starts this June 1st, Monday, June 1st. First core out of the gate is Phantom Regiment. It's going to be a really fun first week. Also, Madison Scouts and the Battalion are in that first week. And then there's going to be movement stuff with Michael Rosales and some other movement instructors where wind and percussion players are learning how to move better, and they can take those ideas back to their own program. And every Friday, it's going to be Front Ensemble Friday at 4:30 Eastern every Friday. Ian Moyer, isn't that fun? Front Ensemble Friday. I want a T-shirt. I'm going to have to figure out how to make T-shirts.
Ian's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that we're doing that every Friday. Front Ensemble people need more love. They don't get enough attention. So we're giving them special clinics. There's like one on timpani. There's one about creating a show. They're going to hit all kinds of different topics. Something about double art. I don't know anything about Front Ensemble. It'll all be on the website. Just go to Front Ensemble.
It's pretty amazing watching those Front Ensemble kids play, though. Last year wasn't with Crown. They were off to the side, so I didn't get to know the Front Ensemble like I normally would. But I get a front row seat to those guys all summer, and how they can play with 6 mallets in every hand and all that. It's amazing what those performers can do.
So there's going to be tons of Front Ensemble stuff. We had 2 more things I'm going to read to you, Matt, just so that you know they're on here. Somebody's asking, I would like to know how you plan the timeline of musical priorities throughout a band season or a drum corps season. That's a good one. Somebody else is asking, address timing. Of course, that's a giant thing. Timing on the field in terms of playing together while spread out, or odd listening environments, like the batteries maybe not behind you. How do you approach timing at an ensemble standpoint of the field? That's a gigantic topic. I'm not sure you're going to want to get into that or not, but
I think there's I know there's podcasts that you've done talking about that. And yes, it is. And maybe we could just keep revisiting it. It's just.
Well, and that was the other thing I was going to say. We're not going to be able to get to all these topics, but a lot of the things that you guys are typing in to ask about, thank you for being here, and thank you for typing in your suggestions. A lot of those, there's content available already right now at Marching Arts Education. We talked about prioritizing the time, creating timelines. We've talked about tuning. We've talked about, almost everything. But there's always more to talk about. When we started the podcast 10 years ago, Matt, one of the first things we realized after we got going was we were never going to run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things. So I think it's true with wind playing too. There's just constantly new things happening and new topics and new ways to explain it. And I want to hear it from Matt Harloff.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I mean, hearing it from different people, you get kind of, that's why we always like bringing in other people bring in guest clinicians for your band, or, have somebody else listen to, and have judges, judges say things, when they listen to you perform and all that, just learning a different way to say the same thing can be very, very valuable. So.
Absolutely. Well, again, last time I'll say it, every Friday this summer, starting on June 5th, Matt's going to be there doing 8 weeks of special free clinics for anybody. Sometimes we're going to play, so have your kids sign on and play. Just go to the website, check it out, sign up for the newsletter so that you know. Matt, final thoughts about all this before we hang up from this fun Facebook Live?
First and foremost, everybody, please stay safe. Please stay safe. We got to get through this, and we will together. So please stay safe and healthy, and hope you and your family are all staying healthy and all of that. So thoughts and love to everybody out there to stay safe. And Tim, thanks again for asking me to do this. Hopefully I can help, and it's gonna be fun for me, because I'm gonna be missing being out on the road and all that. So thanks, from me, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can help. And if anything, let's get together and have some laughs. Let's do that. Let's just be together.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, is we want to stay engaged as drum corps fans all summer. So that's what we're doing almost every weekday all summer, as many of them as we can get scheduled. We're going to be there sharing content, spending time together, having a good time. It's all a lot of fun. What I love, Matt, is whenever these drum corps staffs get together, like they're such good friends. They know each other so well that when I'm just listening in to them talking about how they teach something or how they design something, it's like hanging out with a bunch of friends, and it's really fun. So I think those conversations are going to be a lot of fun.
I know I've talked about it with a couple of people. It's like, man, I wish that, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you can, we never know what's going to happen next week. But, now that we have a summer off, it's like, man, wouldn't it be great to hang? let's just get together and be together, let's hang out because we're in this same activity. But, Tim, you said something right on, about, staying connected and engaged with the fans, best fans in the world, drum corps fans. You will not find any more loyal fans, and it's just and the atmosphere that is created at any stadium doesn't matter. It's awesome. And if there's any way we can stay connected, however that is, let's do it. So
that's our whole concept this summer. The whole DCI Summer of Learning we're doing is just to keep engaged with drum corps fans. Let each corps brand, talk about their core experience. How do they do things? What's special about them? It's going to be happening all summer. Matt, thanks for contributing to that every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Look for Matt all these Fridays all summer. Go to marchingartseducation.com to find out more. Matt, I'm really looking forward to this.
I am too. Excited. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Keep those comments coming. We're still looking for ideas. You can type them here where you see this video. You can send them to me at tim@marchingroundtable.com. Matt, thank you for taking time to do this.
All right. Thanks, Beast.
Stay safe, everybody. Bye.
Bye.